trying out the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. This one I think came out in about 2012. There are so many Sherlock Holmes games on Steam. There was one that came out pretty recently, but I wanted to try an older one first to see if I actually kind of like the vibe of it before spending my money on the new one. I don't know why I picked this one. I can't really remember. It was a while ago. I think I just went off people's reviews and a lot of people were praising this one. So I thought I'd give it a go. Plus, then if I like them, there's loads of other ones to play. So I think it's 18 something, set in London. Let's go solve a mystery. Okay, wasn't ready for that noise. Kids are making some weird noises.
Ow! Ah!
What an idiot.
Ooh!
Does she have a sword? What is going on? I feel like the kids shouldn't be in this attic.
Maybe it's a book about pirates with a treasure map.
Why would you think that? There's literally nothing to suggest that.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, they look so
I
dorky.
wish that I had seen through all your lies. Oh, start from the beginning, not the middle. And so I decided to pick up my pen to relate the most disturbing episode of my life thus far.
It all began early one morning in 1898 when Sherlock Holmes invited me to accompany him on a visit to the Marquis of Conyngham.
The Marquis of Conyngham. I'm going to have to remember that because I'll probably have to say it again.
Watson, my dear fellow, we can now go and inform the Marquis that we have found the Samoan necklace, and very much faster than Inspector Baines, too, which pleases me.
Have you really solved the theft, Holmes? And so quickly?
I have indeed,
Damn
Watson.
straight, Watson.
And believe me, it was completely unnecessary to spread out all over London, as our friend Baines thought was best. He likes to boast that his methods are equal to mine, but once again the outcome has contradicted him.
In the middle of the night, when everyone is fast asleep, the service bell within that room rings out and alerts the servants. They dress quickly and come running, but the door is locked and there is a strong smell of burning from within. A few seconds later, the master of the house himself, the robbed Marchioness's husband, the Marquis of Conyngham, arrives and unlocks the door using the sole key. A fire has started inside the room, but they have managed to arrive in time to put it out. It is at that moment that the Marquis realizes that the famous Samoan necklace, which had been safe within its glass cabinet only a few hours earlier, has now disappeared.
In order to explain, let us confirm my theory before the arrival of Inspector Baines.
Look at us go. We are now one with Sherlock. Okay.
This window was cut with a diamond, a clean, discreet piece of work. This is where the necklace was.
Okay.
See how tiny the hole is, and not one fingerprint upon the window.
It was a child. Please move Sherlock Holmes near the left window. You should see two clue icons simultaneously. I like that it said please.
All the windows are locked. They've not been forced. A mark undoubtedly made by a diamond. Someone tried to cut the glass, but he was interrupted.
Therefore, the thief
Why would he be
tried
cutting it
to
in the middle
escape
of the
through
window?
But he was interrupted.
Let us examine the crumpled scores that have fallen off the piano.
Ooh. Oh, this is fun. This feels like a 2012 game. Yes, interesting. Looks like it would be a fantastic song. Oh look, a handprint.
These sooty prints were left by a tiny hand.
Was it actually a
I don't
child?
understand why these music scores are covered with soot.
Honestly, Watson, how long is it going to take you to understand what's going on here? 6 cents. It will show you a hint not discovered yet. Ooh, what is this now?
A candle. It must have fallen from the chandelier. Strange. There are some objects here that have been knocked over. Heading towards his chosen escape route, probably the window, the thief knocked over the stool, which then caught fire.
Footprints. You are not going to get on your knees to examine them.
There is no need. It is soot. The servants must have trodden in it while they were putting out the fire.
God, it just shuts down Watson. What is over here?
This draft screen makes an ideal hiding place.
What, did they just sit in a chair?
As the theft was committed at night, I conclude that the thief hid himself behind the draft screen and waited until he was alone in the room.
Cool, calm, and
Strange.
collected.
There aren't any prints, yet I'm sure that the thief hid here.
Well, then he must have pulled it before the fire then, right?
Ah, Mr. Holmes, you're already here.
Do I have to make
Good
the
morning,
conclusions?
Inspector.
Or is he
You've
just going to
arrived
do it
just
on this
in
one?
time.
Scotland Yard arrives like the cavalry, always in the nick of time. Ah, but I know that satisfied expression, Mr. Holmes. Have you already solved the case?
Yeah.
Dr. Watson was correct when he mentioned acrobatics, but he is mistaken about the nature of the acrobat. As
Imagine he was
few
just
names
hanging
are
from the
quite
chandelier.
accurate, as the thief was in the room when the servants entered.
Explain, for heaven's sake, Mr. Holmes.
Watson, how could a thief be missed in the middle of 8 men?
I don't know. Because he is very small?
He
Stop
did have tiny
teasing us,
hands,
Holmes.
apparently.
Exactly, because he is small and remarkably agile,
You're thinking of a monkey?
and a trained monkey at that.
Oh,
Without a doubt,
I didn't see
a
that coming.
Leontopithecus rosalia from Central America. The animal had been hidden
Not-
inside
I
the
would not
room
have guessed
for
it was a
several
monkey.
hours, calmly awaiting the signal from his master. Once night had fallen and the room was empty, a high-frequency whistle alerted the monkey that it was time to begin the procedure for which he had been trained. The monkey emerged from his hiding place and used the point of a diamond to open the glass cabinet and steal the necklace. He headed across to the window by the chimney, but knocked over the stool, which in turn knocked aside the fire guard and started the fire. The frightened monkey jumped from the chimney by swinging from the bell pull, thus alerting the house servants. He then went to the window and began to use his diamond to cut a hole, but was interrupted by the staff trying to gain entry via the door, and he panicked again. He ran across the piano, scattering the music scores onto the floor, before hiding inside the chandelier, knocking over a candle.
A brilliant explanation. Bravo, Holmes.
Oh, I just believe him
And the
straight
necklace?
away.
I can see it from here, my friends. It's right in front of us.
Go on, dunk your arm in. Whoa, did you see that? He found it. I said he was going to put it on, honestly.
Mr. Holmes, this brilliant demonstration does credit to your reputation.
I
Thank
know.
you so much, Marquis. Do you wish to verify the authenticity of your jewel?
No, I recognize it. I've spent many hours admiring it, you know.
We've lost enough time here. Let's go home, Watson.
A good day to you, Marquis.
Oh
With
yes,
pleasure,
good
gentlemen.
day.
And once again, thank you.
No, thank you.
This morning's newspaper. Holmes, have you read this article about you?
No, Watson, not yet, and I won't have time to.
Read it before you leave. It's outrageous.
Do they think I'm a little bit wild because I accused a monkey of stealing a necklace? Sherlock Holmes at the home of the Marquis of Conyngham. The investigation is a fiasco. Yesterday, the celebrated detective Sherlock Holmes was invited to the manor of Marquis of Conyngham to supply his conclusions following his investigation into the disappearance of the priceless Samoan necklace. Mr. Holmes resolved the case in the twinkling of an eye and the jewel was recovered. I will not waste my time on the various explanations as to the disappearance because I would prefer to draw your attention, dear readers, to the last surprising developments in the case. The Marquis noticed that the jewel was nothing but a poor copy of the original. So I'm going to place a simple question. Should we not in all open-mindedness ask ourselves if the necklace was not simply and deliberately exchanged for fake by Mr. Holmes himself?
You know, Watson, that wherever glory walks, jealousy is bound to follow. As for the forgery of the necklace, I suspect that we shall soon be enlightened in this regard. Come in, Inspector Baines, the door's open.
Ah, Mr. Holmes.
Is there
How did
bullet
you know I was
holes
here?
in the wall?
You are one of our rare visitors who avoids the second-to-last step of the stairs, which creaks dreadfully. And if I add the clinking of the handcuffs at your belt...
There's just bullet
to
holes
what
in
do
the
we owe
wall.
the pleasure of your visit, Inspector?
Mr. Holmes, the Marquis believes Osmond Farley's theory. I shouldn't be surprised if the reporter isn't behind all this slander about you. Holmes, forgive me for insisting, but don't you want to examine the fake jewellery?
Watson,
No,
I have an
not really.
appointment, and it's out of the question that I arrive late.
It will only take you a couple of minutes.
Oh my god,
You
Watson,
must
you are gonna
quell
drive
the
me nuts, I
suspicions
feel like,
put
aren't
forward
you?
in this appalling article.
Right, let's examine this thing and then leave.
This pearl is a different colour.
So are these three.
These 3 pearls are of poor quality.
Oh, look, we can rotate it. This one is small.
This pearl is too small. It is not in its place here. Too many defects. This necklace is a fake.
Holmes, do you have a theory about this?
I have absolutely no idea. You insisted that I examine the necklace, and I have done so. Now it is important that I keep my appointment. I'm sure, Inspector, that you will throw some light on this affair.
Holmes.
You may accompany me,
What?
Watson, if you care to do so.
Goodbye.
I have
Gentlemen.
work to
I'll keep you
do.
informed as to my inquiries.
Thank you. Farewell.
You mentioned a bishop, didn't you? Are we going to
Why
his
is there
home?
so much dialogue?
Yes.
Oh, look at us. Hell yeah. Hello, Bishop.
The police? Already?
Are you
How
the
did
bishop?
you know?
Probably
May we
not.
see the Bishop of Knightsbridge?
Yes. Yes, of course. But come in.
It's so little of
What
me
has
doing
happened,
anything
Reverend?
so far.
What?
I don't know. It was last night, I think. I only
Is
just
the bishop
arrived,
dead?
and I have made this macabre discovery. My God. How horrible.
Holmes!
Oh, he is
look.
dead.
The Bishop, appallingly mutilated. Do you have any idea as to the motive behind this?
I haven't had time to do an inventory, but nothing appears to have been stolen. And anyway, His Excellency didn't own anything of great value. But you aren't the police?
No, Reverend.
I am a humble
Sherlock
detective.
Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson. We are here at the request of the Bishop.
In that case, I must ask you to leave. And not to touch anything. I must get in touch with the authorities without further delay.
It would be better for everyone, Reverend, if you kept your temper.
Alright,
Watson, are you
Sherlock.
taking notes?
Okay. The bishop didn't own anything of value, not even in his safe. Right, let's look at the body first. Oh. Oh god.
The fingers have been crushed and violently struck.
They really have.
His stomach is covered in scratches. Quite evidently, they weren't made recently.
His forearms have been ripped. Pieces of skin have been torn off. What do you think, Watson?
I'd say that he was eaten alive.
Was he burnt by something, maybe? Teeth
You can see
broken?
by his expression that he suffered terribly.
His mouth is covered in blood, and I can make out strips of skin between his teeth. My
Between
dear friend,
his teeth?
everything points to this man having gnawed at his own forearms.
Oh god.
Unbelievable, Holmes. This poor man was tied just below
Oh,
the
there's
knees.
a finger on the
To
floor.
stop him finger. Apparently it doesn't belong to the Bishop of Knightsbridge.
Someone else's
How
finger?
dreadful.
What is happening in this?
His feet have been burned.
My first impression is that he wears a size 9 shoe.
You! But what does it matter, Holmes?
Oh my god. Why? I would first look and go, oh yes, size 9 shoes. That's what I'm going to concern myself with here.
God, Holmes, this man was horribly tortured.
It really was. This is gross. We can look on our deduction board. In the torture department, the victim was savagely tortured. The bishop gnawed at himself.
Watson, his shoes are missing.
He has a size 9 foot. We must find his shoes immediately. Okay, anyway, I'm going to keep going behind here.
A broken bottle of whiskey. However, the Bishop of Knightsbridge was known for his sobriety.
Now, you cannot do anything with these windows. They're just stained glass.
There is blood on this paperweight. This paperweight was used to crush the victim's
Ooh.
fingers.
Terrible. What is this now?
Broken vial and blood near the neck.
What a strange smell. Phew. Chemical components, I think.
This stove is filled to overflowing.
Is there a strange gas coming from it? Maybe you guys will start gnawing at yourself soon. Ooh, look. Rope.
This metal rod is for fastening the chilies. It's a cilice designed to bruise the person wearing it. The bishop wore it as repentance.
Each to
A
their own.
whip.
No, it is a discipline for self-flagellation. This very pious man must have had the habit of mortifying his flesh as a means of repentance.
Oh, look, we have a puzzle on our hands.
I'm missing something, an implement with which to open this chest. Could you tell me where to find it?
No, go to the devil.
What are you
Wow.
afraid of, Reverend? What is inside the chest?
I'm not afraid of anything. In fact, I do have the necessary implements, but if I have to give them to anyone, it will be to a representative of the law and no one else.
Did you not read the paper today? Okay, if I can go in all these other rooms, I need to make sure I do this first. Ooh. Is it a fountain pen?
Surgical scalpel.
Oh, no, it's a
covered in
scalpel.
blood.
Watch where you're putting your feet, Watson. Have you noticed these prints upon the ground?
What size shoe are they?
Size 9.
These also a size 9?
Size 9.5.
Oh.
Size 9. Size 9. Size 9.5.
What size shoe do we have?
Size 9.
What's that say?
This print came from an expensive pair of shoes, and it seems recent. It is not a labourer's shoe.
Do we have labourer's shoes? All men left the room jumping on one leg. One man was carried so as not to leave footprints. One man left the room wearing different shoes. One man joined those who were already in the room. Well, this one was what size? 9.
Size 9.
Expensive shoes. Have we already eliminated mine and Watson's shoes and the Reverend's shoes?
A fragment of stone. Peculiar.
Yes, very peculiar. There is stone on the floor. So that's an expensive pair of shoes. It does genuinely seem like he
Nothing
hopped
vintage.
in on one leg. Hang on, we'll go back to that later, I think. Let's work out what shoes the Reverend had. And if they're anywhere here.
The veranda door hasn't been forced. Strange. Reverend, might I have the key?
No!
No! You have no authority here. Let me call the police.
My god.
Perhaps we should listen to him, Holmes.
Perhaps you should let me get on with this, Watson.
I'm so smug.
The bishop's bedroom. It is very austere. Nothing in particular here.
Can I measure his feet? So... Bishop's shoes are missing. The veranda wasn't searched. The bishop didn't own anything of value, not even in his safe. Murderers were looking for something specific. The murderers got the wrong person. The bishop took the murderers by surprise. Yeah, maybe they were looking for something specific in the safe or something. The murderers were unable to open the safe. The bishop punished himself too severely. The murderers came here to kill the bishop. It's not quite adding up to me right now. The broken flask has some blood at its top. The murderers make the bishop drink the contents of the flask. So they're looking for something specific? Then we just have to work out the shoe thing. Or the bishop resisted torture. Did he not do all of these things? Right, let's try and do the shoe thing again. So he's not got shoes on. Did they leave in his shoes?
Strange but true. One of the crooks
Yes, okay,
was
cool.
wearing a different pair of shoes when he left here.
I thought as much. How many criminals? I'm gonna say 2.
That's not right.
1.
That's not right.
3.
Perfect. We now know
3?
that there were 3 crooks.
How?
Therefore, we have 3 men who came in and left again. But one of them was wearing a different pair of shoes from the
How
ones
did we
which
know
he
there were
came in
3
with.
though?
So, all we
I
have
don't
to
know.
do is look for a workman who likes Italian shoes.
Yes. Sounds about right. One of the murderers is a member of the clergy. One of the murderers left wearing the bishop's shoes. I'm gonna say he left wearing the bishop's shoes. One of the murderers sells shoes. Could be valid, could be valid. Murderers are poor. Is this not right? Do we have to keep
Let
going?
us look at our deduction board, Watson.
I did. Maybe they got what they wanted. Maybe they did just want the shoes. Murderers didn't open the safe. The victim was tortured, mortifying himself and used to the pain. So he resisted torture because he's used to pain. He wouldn't have just put up with it. Didn't get what they wanted? Oh, they turn green when they're right. Okay, that's useful. I don't know. The murderers are poor.
Perfect.
They were hired.
It is evident
Okay.
that the Bishop of Knightsbridge's killers were after something specific, and that they did not find it. Reverend, I shall ask you one more time. Open the chest. The item they were seeking must still be inside. It is unlikely that they will let this matter rest. They will most certainly return to finish what they started.
You'll be
And I
next,
tell you
Rev.
once more, the chest is locked and shall remain so.
Punch him. Go on,
Very
punch
well.
him.
We have reached an impasse. You are a stubborn man, Reverend. Watson, accompany our friend to the police station and return with Inspector Baines. Baines and no one else. I shall wait for you here.
Intriguing.
Go.
What else are we investigating? Should we just break in?
I need something.
Scalpel. Broken fall. We also have someone else's finger. Which is interesting. What is happening? What am I meant to do now?
This lock should be easy to pick.
Ah!
Let's see.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Metal stick.
This lock should be easy to pick. Let's see.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what's going on. There we go.
That's not right. Start again.
I mean, it sure looks right, but okay. That way?
There we are. It is simplicity itself.
Sure is.
There isn't anything much in this room. It must be used as a reading or meditation room.
Yes, quite.
An
A
ink
dead
stain,
bird. Oh.
quite fresh. This stain is just on the edge of the rug. Let's see. There is nothing on the floor, yet the ink must have soaked through the rug.
Interesting.
An ink stain.
They turned the rug around. Is there a green outline on the floor for any reason in particular?
This inkwell was tipped over recently. The ink stain on the floor comes from the ink on the rug, but they are not in the same place. Someone has moved the rug recently.
They sure did. Do I have to turn the rug around?
That is curious. There is something strange on the floor. Certain stones have been marked
Oh,
out,
it's the combination
just like
for
a
the chest.
chessboard.
Oh yeah.
That is curious. I need
Yeah.
something.
What do you need for that?
Apparently someone wanted to hide this statue.
Oh, it's like a chessboard.
There is a message underneath this statue. Let's see.
Imagine Sherlock just doing all this talking to himself as he's going. What a lack of imagination. Use your passion for chess. The last square on which the knight will place himself after having covered all the others will be the right one. I love you. Interesting. Is that not for the safe? Because I thought that would be the safe. Oh, you see, I just gonna have to hover because I don't really know where these things can go. How wrong can I go in this? This is gonna hurt my brain if I have to do this. I'm hoping I just accidentally get it on the first go. Then we can go here, and then we can go here. Then we can go there.
That's not right. Start again.
Oh, okay. Right, so if we go this way, then I think I went this way. Then, this way. I don't think this was the same way I was doing it before.
That's not right. Start again.
Damn it! I'm trying to remember the order that I'm doing it in. I don't think I've done it. I'm gonna have to start again.
That's not right. Start again.
Ah! Up here? Why not? Down to this guy? Sure, sounds like a good time. Over here?
That's not right.
Nope.
Start again.
I like map this out in my head. Right, an L shape here. Let's do an L shape down this way. I've not done it, have I? God damn it!
That's not right. Start again.
Oh, I don't know what I did. I'm getting hints on this. This is ridiculous to just have to fill up this board bar one. And for it to be the right one. Right? Like, am I crazy? I still can't go anywhere though. Right?
That's not right. Start again.
You're the one giving me hints! I'm skipping this.
This last piece should be the good one. It will have to be pulled free.
It was literally the middle one? Yes. Lovely. Okay, we've got Reverend's Hidden Letters. 24th of April, my love. What a beautiful spring. And what a marvellous day. Our dear youngest child's birthday. Every moment is so precious as our child blossoms and, without a doubt, he will soon be talking. I'm sure that his first words will be for you. He misses you so much, as do I. Are you sure you cannot get away on Sunday after Vespers? I thought that... Never ended it. My darling, I know that you think I am insistent, but we absolutely must legitimize our union. We cannot live in sin all our lives. Rest assured, my dear, that I understand your position is not easy, but have you thought about ours, the children's and mine? And I cannot allow our children's future to be compromised. Think about it, my love. What is a so-called scandal next to a well-being of your family? We must become husband and wife legally to finally form a real fam.
A packet
Didn't
of
finish
letters addressed to the Reverend. They were written by a woman who mentions his illegitimate children. Their affair isn't official.
It's frozen.
Perfect.
I can't
have
move.
You now, my wayward Reverend.
We're just kind of frozen on the book. I don't really know what we do about this. I don't want to have to Alt F4 it. I don't know when it saves. Does it auto-save? It didn't tell me it did. I'm trying to Alt F4. It won't even Alt F4. What is happening? This game has broken my PC. So, it's completely frozen my screen. I can't Alt F4. I can't task manager it. Nothing is working to get this game responding. So, I'm basically going to have to force shut down my PC. So that's a fun time. Get that, read these, which we just read.
A packet of letters.
There we go.
addressed to the
We're back
Reverend.
up to where
They
we
written
were.
by... Ah, Watson, you were gone a terribly long time, and Inspector Baines isn't with you.
I'm afraid not, Holmes. We were unable to find him.
Dr. Watson would not allow me to contact any inspector other than this Baines. What manners! I am a man of the church.
My dear Reverend, I notice that you are a chess lover. I trust you will excuse me, but I am never able to resist the appeal of a half-finished game. As you might have guessed, resolving your small chess problem has allowed me to discover some very interesting letters.
Letters? What do they say?
Reverend, why hide these letters here and run the risk of the bishop finding them?
Holmes, what's in the letters?
Not now, Watson.
Where else could I have hidden them?
He
My own
dramatically
chambers are too
ran to
austere
the window,
to offer
took
no
his
cover.
hat off, and stood there
I knew,
for us.
however, that His Excellency, may he rest in peace, would not notice my game.
The contents of the Bishop of Knightsbridge's chest interest me greatly. Give me the elements you hold, Reverend.
Out of the question.
No. Ah, can we blackmail him?
I am a gentleman, and it would distress me to be obliged to pass this correspondence across to your superiors.
You say you're a gentleman, but I hear nothing but the words of a blackmailer. The stems that you are looking for are scattered about this room. Manage by yourself.
Ooh. Okay. There's some stems. Funny I didn't notice them before, huh?
What are you able to tell us about the Bishop of Knightsbridge's last days? Did anyone come to visit him? Did he seem worried, anxious? Do not omit the smallest detail.
His nephew came to see him yesterday at His Excellency's request. I found this visit a little peculiar because the young man rarely visits his uncle. I've answered your questions. Will you now let me contact the authorities?
I'm afraid not,
No.
Reverend. Not just yet. All right,
Cracking a safe.
now we can open the safe.
How would I know? Is there any way of actually knowing the combination? This is... I feel like I'm missing something. Is it in like the shape of a W? That one? No? Oh. Next one's there. What one was there? Oh! Hang on a second. Oh my god, okay, it's just clicked in my head. It's working the same as the chest thing. So it's either an L shape down here. No, it's not. I thought I was smart, but now I'm getting confused. It's something to do with that, because that's an L. That's an L. Can they not, like, line up with any of the other ones? So, like, it can't be in this row. And it can't be across. So if it's on the same line, or the same diagonal, it cancels the other one out. Diagonal and same line is when it's cancelling it out. But, like, so all these diagonals are taken. All of these are taken. These ones aren't, but that's on the same row. That's on the same row as that one. Ooh. I've worked out why the pins get pulled out, so that's something. But it just means that I don't actually know how to do this. Like, which pin am I starting with? Am I starting in the middle? So I kind of want to guess I'm starting in the middle. I'll take a start at one side. Work my way across.
Now I can open the chest.
Okay, I did it. Cool. Perfect.
Here we are.
Oh,
I am
sometimes
eager
you just
to
gotta
discover
stare at
what
it for a
remarkable
while.
treasure could justify such an act of barbarity.
Extraordinary.
This chest is impenetrable. How is it possible? No one other than the bishop should be able
I
to
just
open
shoved some pins in it
open
and
the
wait to
chest
see what
with
happens.
disconcerting ease, Holmes.
I've seen and heard quite enough. This time you won't stop me.
Catch him, Watson.
What
Run,
the-
Watson,
but
run!
why?
Oh, do I have to do the
Watson,
running?
Hurry.
Oh. I thought I got to run around as Watson.
He's escaped. I hope that your motivations are founded, Holmes. I don't much like skirting around the edges of the law like this.
It is annoying. Let's leave without delay.
What was
have
in the
you
safe?
found in the chest, Holmes? What in there is so precious for these men to commit such terrible acts?
The Reverend was telling the truth. Nothing important was locked inside the chest, apart from a few religious items which are hardly worth stealing.
Interesting.
So, we haven't
So it was
made
all
any
about
headway.
his shoes then.
Perhaps the police.
We're gonna save, we're gonna leave that part there before I travel off somewhere else. I'm liking this so far. I'm enjoying the puzzles, definitely. The first chess one, that was very tricky. I just did not twig it would be the cracked tile in the middle would be the last one, but I guess you just look for the one that's different. At least with the chest and the pins, I could kind of identify what was knocking the pins out. I hope you're enjoying it as well. I don't know if these stories are going to intertwine. I don't know if the bishop has anything to do with the necklace. We will wait and see. It doesn't suggest there's multiple cases, but there might be. Might all be linked. Who knows? We'll wait and see. Give it a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it, and I will see you very soon in another one. Bye!